Trying to watch as much of AGDQ live as I can this year. Love the event, love the cause, hate cancer. I think we all do, Mr. Phoenix. I think we all do. $20 from Peltos. Hey, AGDQ. First time donator, and I should have done so sooner. It is a wonderful thing you guys are doing here. Keep it up. All right, some quick donation incentive updates besides Superman, because I think we've heard a lot about that already. The Metroid suit choice incentive has been decided. We will be no-suiting the run. Superman 64 is still slowly creeping up. For our EnviroBear 2000 Choose the 5th Runner incentive, Rosentia is $280 above the next closest competitor, Author Blues, so if you have strong opinions about awful GamesBlock personalities, now would be the time to use your wallet to prove it. The Sylvan Tale incentive did get met, so when we get there, we will be playing in English. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like it is time for us to continue our NES block with metroidmcfly running Metroid all bosses, warpless. metroidmcfly, take it away.
All right, great. So, thank you.
You got this, McFly. My man.
Hi, thanks everybody. I believe we said the no suit was the incentive.
No suit.
I'm going to go ahead and punch in this password right here that all it really does is a cosmetic change to give us the sprite that is usually used after you beat the game. You can do an additional playthrough with this sprite. You may have already seen it from Justin Bailey, which is pretty popular. But that's really all this does. This will give us a unique sprite.
Yeah, it has absolutely no effect on gameplay whatsoever.
Right. So just before I press start here, I'll introduce the members of the couch today. We got Bad Breaks, Dragon Darch, we got Blecky, and of course Dexter all the way on the right there. So, but with that, I'll go ahead and do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. There's so much to know about Metroid, so much to see, so much to do. Right off the bat, as per usual, we'll get the Maru Mari or Morph Ball. But unlike a standard playthrough, we're not going to just kind of go through the rest of Brinstar. We're going to immediately jump into a door glitch. Now, the way this works is McFly is going to open the door from whence he came, and you'll see that he kind of gets himself stuck in it, and then just by repeatedly morphing and unmorphing in a particular pattern, he's just going to go up off the screen, off to his home planet, and he's back. So just like that, he gets to skip the entire bombs, and we're going straight off to Kraid.
Now he does that trick by you can do it either by hitting down and then up immediately, or you can do it by down and A. Both work just as fine. The problem is if he doesn't unmorph quick enough, he will be stuck in the wall, and that's effectively a soft lock.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of these in this route, so it's actually pretty dangerous.
Yeah, especially in the beginning. And this one is kind of unique in that you're not only going down to the next screen, you're actually kind of, so the game thinks he's in the screen below him right now, but it's actually when he tries to go in the door he's about to go into, it's putting him into the door that's on the next screen to the right. But the way that works out is that he still comes out that door you just saw him, and it just is a crazy thing. Metroid's crazy.
It's because the screen wraps infinitely if you from left to right, and what happened there is when he went left, he actually touched the screen transition on the right side of the screen, so it thought he was in the right door and it pushed him to the right.
Yeah. Coming up, one more screen wrap from now, I believe. We're already at Kraid, so this is an any percent all. This is a all bosses deathless run, and we're already gonna see the first boss Kraid here, and it's one of the more tense moments. So the idea behind Kraid is that Kraid's second spike in his chest actually blocks the shots at kind of your normal height. So what McFly is going to do is he's going to morph and unmorph repeatedly. That's going to get him just a little bit of extra height so that he can spam shots. Oh, no. Okay.
That's my bad. I actually kind of expected to make a mistake there. It's not a big deal. We respawn here at the beginning of the Kraid's lair, but that damage boost through the door is actually rather touchy, and I just didn't put myself in the right spots.
The way that works, actually, that damage boost, that is kind of required because you saw that, we've been able to open doors so far. Usually at this point, by the time you get to Kraid's door, you've got a ton of missiles, just a ton of them. Unfortunately, McFly has 0, so when he gets to this missile door, where he needs 5 to open it, he can't open it without any missiles. So instead, he uses a damage boost to just kind of boost his way through. We're kind of lucky that that enemy is there to even boost him through, or else he'd have to go out of his way to get missiles a little earlier.
For the longest time, this route was thought to be tool-assisted speedrun only, but McFly was actually the one who created this and was able to duplicate what the task is doing, and to fight Kraid first, because this, for the longest time, was not thought to be humanly possible.
So back to how the fight works. So like I said, Kraid's kind of second spike will block most of your shots. So McFly's going to morph and unmorph, gaining him a bit of extra height to shoot Kraid just above his topmost spike. And then once Kraid's, so that's going to be kind of most of the fight. It's a 2-cycle fight, sort of. The first cycle is going to be hitting him in the forehead, and then once he shoots that spike out of his chest, McFly is going to shoot him right in the chest, spamming shots. First, a quick break for energy, his energy tank right there. Ooh, that was close. All right. All right, now begins the hard part.
Let's go.
So let's go Kraid. I mean, let's go McFly against.
Let's go Kraid. Come on.
So he's spamming right into Kraid's kind of nose there. As much as he can, he'll shoot into his forehead a little bit, but whenever the opportunity presents itself, he'll be shooting right into Kraid's nose.
Kraid takes a total of 96 shots to kill,
Yeah.
so this is a very specific pattern he's doing here that's
Yeah.
very difficult to pull off.
He has one more. If he takes one more hit, he's. Oh, that was so close. So
My man.
close.
My man.
Awesome. So now that Kraid is gone, McFly has 75 missiles to work with. So that can be used to open doors, to clear stuff out of his way. He is kind of a bit tight on health right now, so that just is a concern.
He's going to be using these missiles to great effect to make sure everything dies in one hit.
I have no words. He has to climb his way all the way out of Kraid's lair.
This pillar climb is very difficult to do too because it's very easy to short jump. Just trying to jump straight up these things, and you'll hit your head on it and won't let you get any height. Like that room is incredibly difficult. Also, every enemy in Kraid's lair does 20 damage per hit. It doesn't matter what enemy it is, it always does that much damage. So he has to be very mindful of what he gets hit by.
And he needs health for a damage boost coming up. That speeds up quite a bit in Kraid's lair. So coming up right here, he's going to do a mid-air jump off of a damage boost. It's so tight.
Hey, my man.
That's huge.
That is Jack the Ripper right there.
That is so difficult. It's insane. So what he did right there, first of all, we haven't even talked about kind of mid-air jumps, but what you can do, if you unmorph in mid-air, then the game puts you in this standing animation. And if you move left or right, then you get out of that standing animation. But as long as you're in that standing animation, the game thinks you are in fact standing, which means you can in fact jump. So you can just kind of jump out of that. But not only does he have to do that in a very, very particular way, he also has to damage boost off that Ripper in a very particular way. It's unbelievably difficult, so big ups to him.
And another thing I'd note here is you might have seen me pause just briefly there on one of the platforms. There's a lot of enemy manipulation in these areas, so in that example, like there's a Ripper that's going left and right, and I wanted to make sure that he was moving to the left, so that here in this room, those Rippers will start moving to the left again, and they kind of get out of our way. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff here where you may see enemies that we wait to move a certain direction, or possibly we kill that enemy or leave them alive. And that's all just for planning things in future rooms.
Like right here, these yellow Rippers here on the left side, he wants to make sure they're going left when they leave the screen, because the next one that spawns is going to move in the same direction the previous one was moving. And if it's moving to the right, it's a very tight jump to get over without tanking a hit.
So we're on our way right now to Norfair and then to Ridley's Lair, the second of the 2 bosses in an all bosses run. Just before that, we're going to make a quick stop for an E-Tank for just a bit of extra health, as well as, very important, the Ice Beam, which helps us a lot, not only in platforming throughout, but more importantly later in Turian when it comes to Metroids.
He's also going to be performing another screen wrap after he picks up Ice Beam. It's going to take him straight to the elevator to Norfair, which is much faster than going the long way around it.
It's pretty convenient how that lines up like that. You guys will see it pretty clearly, but it's pretty awesome. So yeah, under him right now is actually the Ice Beam, but just before that, it's just like right in the next room, we have an E-Tank just waiting for us saying, please pick me up and heal yourself.
Yeah, it's right on the path. So it only takes about 30 seconds to grab this E-Tank. Usually if you were going for like a world record run or anything, you would skip this E-Tank since that obviously would save you time, but it'll be very beneficial to us just for safety.
Yeah, because keep in mind, I mean, he's not getting the Varia, which is useful for kind of soaking up a lot of hits, for taking up a lot of, reducing a lot of damage.
Yeah, Varia cuts all damage in half, and all enemies in Turian do 30 damage per hit, excluding the Metroids, which do just a lot of damage for however long they're latched onto you.
I love these rooms in classic Metroid games. You come upon them for when the first time you're playing, and you just know, I'm about to get something super sweet.
Yeah. Those little guys that spawn in that room can really be a pain sometimes too. They don't have a specific spawn or anything, so they can appear in the door, they can hit you a few times when you're coming through the door actually, which is something that happens quite a bit in this game.
You can be hit up to twice just coming out of that door. Once in the door and then another time coming out of it through no fault of your own.
So just as Dragon Dart said, normally you'd have to actually come out the way we came and spiral all the way around, but just fortunately, thank you Metroid designers, after a quick screen wrap, then we find ourselves... we find ourselves at the elevator to Norfair.
Yeah.
After a couple screen wraps and a terrifying scare.
That one...
That one is very easy to soft lock in, and I thought I had, so... There's a thing you can do in this game called up A, which is you pause the first player controller and then you can hit up and A on the second player controller to reset where you're at. And unfortunately, I didn't bring a second controller up here with me, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I soft locked there, so I was like panicking pretty hard. Oh well.
Well, I do have a second controller in my backpack.
Do you have one?
Oh,
Just in case.
Just in case. Hopefully we don't need it. We have one more screen wrap coming up, and that's going to be pretty much it for that. So.
Thankfully, this last one is not quite as dangerous as the ones he's been doing.
Norfair is pretty straightforward. I love this theme, of course,
oh, this
but it's pretty straightforward with some screen wraps here and there. So I guess we can talk a bit about more what this category means exactly, because in case you guys didn't see underneath the screen, we've got this is all bosses deathless. Kind of, you might also call it all bosses warpless, but just to kind of avoid any confusion, it's better to just kind of think of it as all bosses deathless. And that does mean killing Kraid and Ridley, but there's also categories like any percent or any percent deathless. And deathless, not only, the reason deathless is important is because after we killed Kraid earlier, we had to navigate all the way back through Kraid's lair and back up to Brinstar. Whereas if you just died, or if you used up and A on the second controller, it would send you back to the entrance of Kraid's lair. And that's a valid category as well, it's just a separate one.
It saves a lot of time in terms of backtracking, and I mean the disadvantage of up-Aing or dying for that matter is you always respawn with only 30 energy, so it's actually still a very dangerous category, but the time savings are just too much to ignore. Now in Ridley's lair here, everything does 24 damage per hit, and he's going to want to try and eliminate a lot of these enemies here, not just to prevent him from taking hits, but also to reduce lag. Those owls, as Kirby Master likes to call them, cause a lot of lag if you let them stay on the screen too long, along with these wasps.
Hold the ball.
Okay. That's fine.
Believe it or not, we're not too far away from Ridley. Ridley, so, I don't know, McFly, do you want to talk a bit about what makes Ridley so special in this game?
Well, I mean, Do we want to spoil it or no? I guess.
But Ridley's special. He's special.
Yeah, he's a little bit different. I guess maybe let's talk about it afterwards.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
if you think he's quite a threat,
Yeah.
maybe this is why we got that second E-Tank.
Yeah. All right. It's coming up shortly.
Let's get this one last hallway here. A lot of fires in this room. This is one of the few rooms, though, that lag is almost beneficial because it kind of makes it a little easier to do some of this platforming, especially when trying to deal with not getting hit by any of these violas, the fire enemies there, and trying to land on a platform without going into the lava. All right, so here is Ridley.
I'm not sure I can watch this. I'm going to close my eyes. You tell me when it's okay.
Oops, I paused by mistake. Just thought we'd get an extra terrifying look at the guy. But yeah, Ridley in this game, if you have Ice Beam, even with this pattern of his fireballs, is really pretty easy to deal with. And that's pretty much it.
Ridley has two separate fireball patterns. One where he'll fire really close, like what he had there, or one where he fires them really far. And if you get the far pattern, he is literally not even remotely a threat because you can just stand next to him and his fireballs will never hit you.
Right. Quite a bit different from other Metroid games.
So the important thing to keep in mind here, I think, is that... So what does he have? He has 2 energy tanks, the Morph Ball, the Ice Beam, and the missiles. So that means he's left out the Varia, the High Jump, the Bombs. He never touched the Wave Beam, the Screw Attack. So he skipped a lot of stuff.
And Long Beam.
And Long
Yeah,
Beam,
Long
yeah.
Beam.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah. So it's like you'd think in Metroidvanias are normally like you need to collect as much as possible, especially something like the High Jump or something like the Bombs that just help you to get places. But nope, not in this game. Not even for the very first Metroid game ever. So this is the kind of example where something like, up an A or dying would save time, but this is deathless, so not allowed.
Yes, very traditional way to play. I mean, it's very similar to other Metroid games you may see where death wouldn't benefit you.
Now would actually be a great time for donations if we have any.
Oh, trust me, we have tons over here. Sick Guy 007 donates $200. This is the run I needed to see at AGDQ this year. Go, McFly, go! $60 from The Fam. Hey, Metroid McFly, it's The Fam back home. Good luck on this Metroid run from all of us.
Thank you. It's very generous of you, fam.
$200 from the wonderful E-Bloody Candy. This Nest block has been amazing so far. Had to donate during this block and during Proto as a host. Good luck to the runners, and this goes towards Superman 64. It has to happen for Awful Block. $500 from Daniel Collin.
Oh, wow.
Rooting for my guy, Metroid McFly. Good luck on the run, and a big shout out to the Metroid community. Donation goes to McFly's Choice.
Thank you very much, Daniel. It's very generous.
Now we still got a bit of backtracking to do. We need to get back to the beginning of Norfair. That brings us to Brinstar. Then we got to travel to Turian. And in the meantime, there's all sorts of obviously optimizations you can do. That was actually you're not supposed to be able to jump through that. That was a morph and an unmorph to get through it. I love that little touch. You wouldn't even think it, but
Right, you can actually clip through any platform in this game as long as there's two blocks of space above it for Samus to fit through.
and it's only one block fit.
Correct. Yep.
What it is, he morphs and then hits up to unmorph and jumps on the same frame that he unmorphs, and it'll allow him to just go. The unmorph gets him just enough height that he can jump straight through the block as long as he's frame perfect on those inputs. So as we get closer to Turian, he's actually keeping in mind that he needs 93 missiles total to entering Turian. And I mean, he doesn't need it. He can farm them off Metroids, and most likely he will do that. But it's interesting to me that you kind of always have to juggle this missile count, because missile luck is a huge thing in this game, especially as we get towards the end of the game. Just because Mother Brain herself needs, I think, 63. 73.
Oh, 73. Yeah, 73. Thank you. Between
Actually, I'm going to go back for that.
between
Just,
the,
as you're talking about missiles,
Speaking of missiles.
we just want to be safe.
Might as well take the extra
five.
5.
Yeah, right.
between Zebatites and then the Mother Brain casing herself, and Mother Brain herself, it needs 73, right? You said.
Yes, it is 8 per Zebatite, provided they don't regenerate any health. Zebatites regenerate health, I believe it's after a half second of not taking any damage. If done correctly, it'll take 8 missiles per Zebatite, and then Mother Brain requires 1 to open the tank, and then 32 to actually kill her.
So between these two, between the 2 large missile upgrades he got from the bosses, plus the 5 he got, he has a cap of 155 right now. So he just has to keep that missile count in mind. And especially as he approaches Turin, he could think, well, I could spare 1 or 2 here to like defeat an enemy quicker, like that instead of several ice beam shots. There are a lot of different farming options you have. I mean, there are those, I forget their names, the Geemers?
Geemers.
Yeah.
Geemers. Coming out of these pipes, but they only drop, small missile packs when you kill them, if they even drop anything at all. Whereas Metroids drop 30 at a time, if they drop any. There are, of course, Metroids require missiles in order to kill those. So you gotta make missiles to get missiles, or as the old adage goes.
Right. I should apologize to Aaron out in the crowd. I know he really wants to see this bridge skip that we normally do in any percent, but not today, man.
All right.
Bridge script is incredibly dangerous if you don't have bombs. Because if he doesn't get it just right, he is stuck in that pit and he will die from it.
Yeah, so like Lucky was talking about with missile luck, I mean, really it's not within our control, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just make sure we get a good amount of missiles right here. We have a big capacity of 155 now, so we're going to go ahead and just make sure we stock up in this room. That way, just in case we have the worst luck ever, we'll still be okay. I won't actually have to kill any Metroids, ideally, after this room, as long as I have enough health. I might kill 1 or 2 for health, but like even here, let's just go ahead and get 1 more pack. Although I'm kind of scared of that guy. That's not where I wanted to put him. So yeah, that could have been pretty bad.
So normally to get out of if you get grabbed by a Metroid, you need bombs. He doesn't have those. So
yeah, no bombs.
Getting grabbed by a Metroid is very, very...
This is not how I want to be doing this. Okay. You know what? I think that's fine. Oof. That guy came out of nowhere, man. All right.
And he will, of course, have more chances as he kills Metroids.
That's a nice little trick, by the way, just to not take damage while going through that door. A lot of people think that you have to take damage in that door because the Rinkos fly right through it, but you can actually position yourself and morph right through it to where you'll go right in between them.
You have to be high enough for that to work, though. If you're too close to the ground, it's still possible that they'll miss you, depending on how fast the initial ones move. But it's definitely not guaranteed.
So in my mind, not to pressure him or anything, but McFly's real specialty is the Mother Brain, the last kind of hallway with Mother Brain and everything. I just can't wait for you guys to see it. It's such a treat. These Metroids are so scary to me.
Those do a lot. If they latch onto him, they do a lot of damage in a hurry, especially since he doesn't have Varia.
So fortunately, he does have 20 missiles spare.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can just get 1 more health drop. Okay, nice. That would cap it out, just in case. But here we go.
All right, so there's so much going on. While you're shooting down these Zebatites, like Dragon Dart said, it's 8 if they don't regenerate. You have to dodge Rinkas, which are freezable, as well as watch all the turrets to know when and where they're going to fire. He very successfully uses damage boosts if he needs to. He uses mid-air jumps when he needs to in order to kind of make sure that he's always spamming missiles. As it gets on, you have to remember that there's lava that you can fall into. Here he is at Mother Brain. So I'm just going to be quiet and let you guys watch.
Oh.
That's how it's
My
done.
man.
That's absolutely how
my
it's
man.
done.
That was a very good Mother Brain room.
Crazy.
Now we just have like, now we just have a minute and a half. Do you
Come
think you
on.
can do it in a minute and a half?
Come on.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Might not make it. Might not make it.
You know, this is a ROM hack now where it's 3 times as long.
These yams are incredibly hard.
Yeah, they are.
All the task yams.
It's not as bad without high jump, but it is not any. It's not that easy at the
That's
time.
it.
By the way.
No, that's time. Yeah, sorry.
My man.
Oh, dude. I missed it. I missed it, man. Let's get another one. We'll miss this one too. Sorry, I'm incredibly nervous, man. So, but that went very well. So.
Extremely well.
Yeah. What was the time, by the way? Do we know?
22:49.
Is that what it was? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, especially since we missed the screen wraps to create on the first go. I'm perfectly happy with that. So still well under the estimate. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Love to play this here, and I'm just so happy to be here. So yeah.
Thanks so much for the run,
Yes.
man.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Give it up for Metroid McFly, everyone, after that incredible All Bosses Warpless run. And I know y'all here in the house seem to like it. Commentary Couch seemed to enjoy it. And let me tell you, the donors did too. We have a $1,500 donation from Rabram. As usual, a great event so far. Thanks to the commentator, runner, and all the staff who offers us this fabulous show. $200 from Sick Guy 007. I already read that one. Thank you so much anyways. $20 from JSR2 Gamers. Lil Z Raid. Good luck, McFly. May the run be as awesome as the best Lil Pup in the Twitch world. And $500 from Burrito Middles. $10 from Ploff27. Had to jump through a lot of hoops with some medical paperwork recently, so let's see some Superman 64. Had to donate for Nest Block for my girl Proto on the mic. Much love from your favorite CRT carrier. Kick cancer's butt. Thank you so much, Ploff. All right, now, real quick, we are going to go to a Twitch ad as we get set up for an interview between the king of NES commentary himself, Blecky, and the runner we just watched, Metroid McFly. Welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2018. My name's Proto Magical. I'm your host for the next little while. Gonna keep reading off some of your incredibly generous donations as we get set up for an interview between Blecky and Metroid McFly. Beefster donates $5. I just want to see the train wreck that is Superman 64. Jezza32 donates $64.64. Long live the Man of Steel. $50 from Apollo22237. This is the run we have all been waiting for. No better main event of NES Block than the man who has put Metroid back in the spotlight, Metroid McFly himself. Good luck from your first and favorite sub, Apollo. Missiles, please. $25 from Charles S40. Hey Metroid McFly, I'm very happy to see you at AGDQ. When you did Kraid Iceless for the first time, I was hoping I'd see you at AGDQ. The original Metroid definitely doesn't get enough love. This is the first game I've actually started speedrunning and completed with a decent time. Good luck on your run. This game certainly isn't nice. Was that an ice pun? I don't know. Maybe it was. I'm gonna assume it was. $123 from JX09. Good luck, McFly, on the true Metroid boss, Missiles RNG. $30 from Kenta Kurodani. Let's go, McFly. It's been great to get to know you some as part of the Metroid 2 community, and I know your run is going to go amazing. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. $300 from Camtendo. Greetings from Nebraska. Longtime viewer, second-time donor. Sup, McFly? It's been a blast watching your progress as a speedrunner and a Twitch streamer. I still remember when you were trying to decide what game to run, and now you're a world record holder running at AGDQ. Keep up the awesome work, and let's see how much better you become this year. If you enjoy McFly's runs, be sure to head to his Twitch channel and smash that follow button. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to give Metroid McFly and all the amazing NES block runners a follow. Now, speaking of those amazing runners, gonna throw over to the interview table where Blecky is with Metroid McFly to talk about that awesome run. Take it away, Blecky.
Oh my God, Metroid. That was such a great run. I'm here with the interviewee slash runner, Metroid McFly, right next to me. That was such an incredible run, man. I mean, and you nailed such huge tricks. The Jack the Ripper skip, Mother Brain fight was insane. I mean, let's start with Jack the Ripper. When you were approaching that trick, like what was going through your mind? Was it like, oh, I don't know how I'll do this, or were you confident?
Well, you can hear me well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just one of those things where after you've done it so many times, you almost don't really even think about it anymore. Like when I went into it today, I kind of in the practice room was just assuming I was going to miss it. But when I got it in the run, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take it, you know. But it's really just something that's one of those kind of tricks. Doesn't have like the best kind of cue or anything like that. So you kind of just have to feel it out. It's a lot of just muscle memory, I guess you'd say, and just feeling that timing, I suppose. But I was definitely extremely happy to show that off here in the run. I think it's one of the main things that makes this warpless route work. So.
Yeah. And then what about the Mother Brain fight itself? Because I mean, I said it during the run, but you just have some kind of connection with Mother Brain where you're just able to slay her consistently every time.
Yeah, it's really what attracts me to the game a lot. I really love Metroid 1 mainly because of the Mother Brain fight. I think it's something that you don't find in any other NES game or really in any other game, period. I mean, even when you think about Super Metroid, the Mother Brain room is a totally different thing, you know? So when I think about Metroid 1, that's really what I think about. And so it's just something that I used to play a lot. I obviously practiced it a lot and everything for speedrunning. And yeah, I love it. I could do it, 1,000 times a day. It's just fun. It never gets old.
Yeah.
So. Especially with it being so random. There are a lot of different patterns and everything, a lot of different damage boosts you can do. It's just, yeah, it's different. It's not always the same thing every time. And so you just get to change it up, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been hanging about since you came here. This is your first AGDQ, and you've been very open with me that you've been quite nervous.
Oh, yes.
So tell me a little bit kind of about, as you were approaching that stage, what did it feel like?
It's overwhelming, man. I mean, really, when you're on the viewer side, you're at home watching it on stream, you really don't feel it, And like the first thing, one of the first things I did when I got here to the hotel was I came in here and I just wanted to look at the stage and everything, like look at all the chairs and everything. And yeah, it's a crazy feeling. It's like nothing else. I mean, I was out here for many runs over the past few days, and it's great to be around everybody and everybody getting so excited and supporting all the runs and everything. It's very nerve-wracking for me, though. I mean, I get pretty nervous even if I'm like, on stream, on my own stream, playing. it's just something. So you take that up to the next level, and that's what it's like being in front
Yeah.
of all you guys here. But I think after, like you said, it's my first one. So I mean, if I do come back, I mean, maybe I think maybe hopefully not be as nervous next time. So.
How are you feeling now that it's done?
Oh, I feel so good right now. It's such a relief, man. Like I'm really happy with the way it went.
Yeah,
really.
awesome. Me too. As a viewer, I was very happy with the way it went. Awesome. So you finished practicing for your AGDQ run. You finished your AGDQ run. So what's next for the Mr. McFly? What are you up to next, stream-wise?
I think there's a few other NES games I really want to work on some speedruns for. I still don't think I'm finished with Metroid 1. I really want to improve a few things, and I'm still going to play it. I mean, even if I'm not trying to improve the record, I really just want to keep playing the game because I love it so much. But there's a few NES speedruns I want to get into. I've been playing Metroid 2 quite a bit. In Metroid 2, I know that I think in the coming months should probably have some good improvements on the run and everything. So maybe I'll dabble with that a little bit too. But I've been playing Super Metroid as well too. So I mean, it's just probably just keep doing some of that stuff. So.
Got it. Cool. So let's do a quick couple Twitter questions right here. So Metroid McFly from Chenzu Koden, is there any particular trick or optimization you'd like to see improved upon?
That's a great question. I think it depends on the category, really. But if you're talking about any percent, I really think that there's very small improvements that can be done. Say, for example, you get Ice Beam, you warp back, and now you can probably take advantage of that Ice Beam and freeze enemies in better places. I wouldn't rule out that there's certain patterns that you could form by leaving rippers certain ways or killing certain enemies and spawning new ones. So yeah, I think maybe just basic platforming and trying to squeeze little bits of time out.
Got it. Cool. At Nick Ban asks, Metroid McFly, what would be the most difficult part about speedrunning these types of games? How many hours do you put into figuring out these glitches and tricks?
Oh, wow. Many hours. I really can't tell you. I mean, shout out to Lord Tom, though. I mean, Lord Tom's task is really what I based this new record run off of, so he put in a lot of time that I didn't have to. There's a lot of other people, I think, that, when you have a really good community, I think it kind of takes that load off of you. I mean, people like the Tycon, Controller Head, CAC, Dragon Darch, all these guys really had paved the way a little bit. And when you're kind of adding your own things to it, it's not as hard as just trying to build everything from the ground up. So I think that definitely really helps. I mean, as far as how much time it takes, though, I guess that changes based on the person, right? But I mean, if you really want to practice it really well, a game like this, you really have to probably put in quite a bit of time.
Cool. So I have Sent here coming up real soon with a couple prizes. Maybe one last question before we bring in Sent. Let's see. So one interesting thing about this to me is that most folks would start with Super Metroid and then kind of work there and then think, oh, there are other Metroid games. Let me try those out. Yeah. Whereas you, I think, have started with Metroid, right?
Metroid
what was it that made you say, I want to start with the very first Metroid?
It's just my favorite NES game, one of my favorite games from my childhood. And so when I started getting into speedrunning, I just knew, I was like, that's the one I want to play. And mainly because, like I mentioned earlier, it's so fun for me to play. It never gets old. And I think that, for something that you're going to put a lot of time into, you're going to practice a lot, you're going to do all that, it's really important that you still enjoy it. You don't want to hate what you're doing or anything. It's otherwise why you're doing it, right? So, yeah, just the fact that I can just enjoy it. I love the soundtrack, love the graphics, I love the gameplay. I just love everything about it. So, yeah, just went straight to that.
Cool. All right, we've got Sent around here somewhere. Sent, wherever you may be. Wherever you may be.
Where did you go?
Found him.
Oh.
Prizes, Blackie?
Prizes, please.
I can do prizes. All right, guys. So, as always, we have a bunch of really cool stuff this morning. We actually have some stuff that's just about to close out. First off, we have this lovely NES here, but it's not just a normal NES. It has the Blinking Light Wind mod, which, let me explain it real quick. So, I love the design of the Toaster Nest. Like, it looks great, it feels great, there's always that, fun, push the cart down thing. But that's actually terrible for the cartridge. It puts the pins in there with the connector, and then it bends them down. And that's why, a lot of times with the Toaster Nest, you get a bad connection. You have to take the cart out, try it a few more times, you get that weird blinking light problem. It's not good for your cartridges at all. So what the blinking light mod is basically they've completely taken out the connector mechanism and replaced it so that it no longer needs to push down. You get your card in there, it connects, it's incredibly consistent, and it really lets you keep the look and feel of the classic toaster NES without having to go to the top loader with pretty much all the benefits of one. So that's super cool. That's going on through Strider. So make sure to get your donations in for that during the upcoming run. We also have this lovely Samus statue here from Jace Thor. Now, McFly, you are the Metroid expert. Would you mind quickly inspecting Samus there to appreciate the detail?
Inspect away.
Yeah, inspect away.
Looks good. I mean,
I mean, he's the expert. I don't know what to say besides
You heard it here first.
Can I
folks.
have it?
Looks good.
I gave it my seal of approval. Yeah, I mean, no, I think it looks good. I mean, I've been seeing this actually. I mean, every time you guys have been doing the interviews and everything, it's been sitting here, and I've
Yeah, that's actually the one I've had my eyes on every single time I'm doing an interview. Just hoping that nobody sees it and nobody bids on it so I can do it. But.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's really detailed. I love all the statues she's done, but that's definitely one of my favorite. Also, other things we have going on right now, of course, we have LOK's wonderful sketchbook that's going through the entire marathon. Guys, she's added like 6 or 7 more pages since the last time we've been able to have it up here. She's only going to keep adding more, talking about getting some guest artists in there. So hopefully we'll be able to show that off soon again. It's looking great. That's going to be a $30 donation at any point during the marathon. $30, any point, you're in for that. And last but not least, don't forget about the 8th generation console bundle, which is our grand prize. That's a PS4, an Xbox One, and a Nintendo Switch. That's $150 during the entire course of the marathon, cumulative. So, hey, you get, $20 in right now for the NES. You get maybe $20 in later. And before you know it, you're entered to win like $1,100 worth of consoles or something. But as always, you guys can head over to gamesdonequick.com, check out the tracker. It's going to have all the information on upcoming runs, on the prizes you can win, on the incentives you can donate, and on the progress of the marathon for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sent. And thank you, McFly, once again. I hope you had a great, you feel you had a great first run.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll see you guys. Coming up next is Strider. It's going to be kind of an interesting speedrun tutorial. So if you want to see someone firsthand, an expert speedrunner, start learning a game, stay tuned. This is actually the thing I'm looking forward to most. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you very much, Bucky, for that awesome interview, Sent for those prizes, and Metroid McFly for that awesome, awesome run. My name's Proto Magical Girl. I'm going to be your host for just one more game, and then I'm going to pass it off to another really amazing speedrunner. Let's get right into your donations, because there are so many of them. We have $150 from Rex Saucy. This has been one of the most bonkers afternoons of speedruns I've seen in the 4 years I've been watching GDQs. Great job, runners, and thank you, staff and announcer. $20 from Fizzlefry. AGDQ keeps getting better and better every year thanks to all the great runners. $50 from Trid MBFR. Good evening from France. Watching GDQ, both awesome and summer edition since 2015, and it's always a pleasure to see these incredible players doing the job for charity and contributing to collect so much money each year. Good job, guys. $30 from Bobo. Excited that I am able to catch these amazing runs and also hoping this goes a long way for helping prevent cancer in the future. All right, guys, let's take a minute and look at our upcoming donation incentives. Superman 64 is sitting at $29,646.30 out of $30,000. That is less than $500 away. We are almost there. You want to see this run. You need to see this run. If you've never experienced Superman 64, you'll never want to see it again after, but everyone's got to do it once, so make sure to get those donations in. We are so close. Meanwhile, for your EnviroBear 2000 Choose the 5th Runner bid war, Author Blues has done some serious catch-up and is now tied with Brosentia. So if you want to help make that decision, now's the time. We have a donation for $64 from donor. We have a donation for 8 bytes. I love seeing all these NES games being broken and reminding me of my childhood. I lost both of my grandmothers to cancer, so always happy to support events like this. This donation is for my buddy Mr. Byte, whose dad was recently diagnosed with prostate cancer. If you're watching, I love you, BB. Save the frames and F-word cancer. $25 from Schmooksboo. Great job, McFly. Proud of you and all the runners. Let's put an end to cancer. Hi, don't mind me. I totally just got distracted for like 10 seconds there by this Streets of Rage music. Anyways, $13.37 from Blind Phazon. Metroid hype, and at least in my opinion, it was hype indeed. Felix77 donates $13.37 again. Hello, AGDQ. Thanks for the wonderful, incredible event. Thanks go to all the speedrunners too. I would participate too, but my lack of skill in video games is impressing. Traditionally, I have to donate $13.37, this time dedicated to Gramps, who I lost to cancer. Let you all know, that was an awesome dude. Greetings, Felix. $25 from Metroid Man 186. Awesome run so far, AGDQ. So awesome to see so many people coming together to help kick cancer to the curb. The Metroid series is my favorite of all time. Michael Music donates $30, donating during the Metroid run, as this is the game that not only got me into gaming, but also introduced me to the world of speedrunning. Good luck on the run, dude. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make. The Superman 64 incentive has been met. You might or might not regret that later. That remains to be seen. But just know, wasn't my fault. Thank you very, very much for all your generous donations. $30,000 for that run. It is going to be absolutely awesome. Speaking of other donation incentives, it looks like Author Blues is now pulling ahead of Brosentia for the EnviroBear bid war. And looking ahead a little bit, the Secret of Evermore Anger the Chicken God donation incentive is currently sitting at just under 3,000 out of 7,500. So if you want to anger the Chicken God, now's the time to start bringing your donations in. We have quite a ways to go, but I know we can absolutely do it. Speaking of chickens and Secret of Evermore, the other incentive, there's a chicken with a theme song in Secret of Evermore, and you can pay to hear it, is currently sitting at $515 out of $20,000. Another really big incentive. You want that chicken theme song, now's the time. So many great donation incentives coming up, and now there has not been a better time to donate for them. I don't know if someone's sitting up there like picking music, but now we've got Thunder Force. Like whoever's curating this playlist, thank you. This is awesome. $200 from Ozzy Drop, which may or may not have been the killing blow. Ozzy Drop says, "Got to see that Superman 64 run." $20 from Jack Mjarns. Greetings from Scotland. Been watching ever since the beginning and love what you folks have been doing since. It's been great seeing how the event went from a few peeps in a room together to how huge it is now. Oh, and Superman 64, yeah! An anonymous $150 donation. Look! Up in the sky! It's a green ring! It's another green ring! Yup, it's another green ring! Oh wait, is that Superman 64? $20 from Fuzzwump. My son was born during AGDQ and celebrated his 2nd birthday, the first day of AGDQ this year, and we've been watching all week. Here's to many more years of GDQ watching and donating. And now, ladies and gentlemen, after enjoying this incredible NES block all day long, it is time for the main event. I don't know about y'all. I don't remember the last time I was this excited for a speedrun at a GDQ. Ladies and gentlemen, give a huge, huge excited welcome to Darkman and Jimmy Poopins for the Strider tutorial.
All right, guys, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I am Darkman78. With me here is Jimmy Poopins. So this is definitely going to be something you have never seen before at a GDQ. This is going to be a very interesting run. So, I am not actually running this game. I will touch the controller for maybe 15 seconds. The rest of the time, it will be all on Jimmy. Jimmy here, this game is called Strider. It's a little obscure game released in 1989 by Capcom. And Jimmy here has actually never played the game before. He has never seen it. He does not know what to expect at all. That's okay, because I am going to teach him. So I know the game, I know it inside and out, and I'm going to teach him everything that he knows. So we are going to we're going to do this 2 times. First, we're going to go through the entire game. I'm going to tell him everything that he needs to know, some backup stuff, things that he needs to be aware of in case they happen. And then once we do all of that, we're going to reset and we're going to do another run. Except this time, I'm not going to give Jimmy any advice whatsoever. He's on his own. Maybe make fun of him or something like that, but I'm not going to give him any advice. So, why are we doing this, you say? Well, for me, at least, I feel like, a lot of you watching at home, you feel like, oh, these runs are super impossible. All the runs I watch, there's impossible tricks and zips and glitches. And while it may seem difficult, it's not the case because you're watching the end product. You're watching a runner who has spent hundreds or maybe thousands of hours practicing their run ahead of time to make sure it's GDQ ready. Well, I'm here to show you that there is a beginning product, and now you get to see what it's like to learn a game really fast and just execute and see what you can do having learned to run with a limited amount of time. So just going through my notes here, making sure I got everything here. Yeah, so, without further ado, you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to start the timer when I hit start?
Yeah, so as soon as you hit start, we're going to start the timer.
Yeah,
so
I don't know anything.
He knows nothing.
All I've been told is don't go to the password screen.
He cannot go to the password screen. If he does that, he's in big trouble. So go ahead, press start, get us on the screen. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jamie. So we got text here, mash, A and B. You're going to press A and B, so you're going to get through all the
alternating?
Yes.
Doesn't matter?
You can do both. Right. It doesn't matter. So we're actually trying to get through this text as fast as possible. There's a lot of lore. We'll get into that. We'll get into that. There's a lot of lore. This is very important. All right, so you want to kill Kane. That's what they're telling you.
Kill Kane?
Yeah, and it says kill Kane.
Was that Kane?
It says kill Kane. I can't do it.
Oh.
I can't do it.
I need to find him.
Yeah. All right, so you're going to hit A to transfer. So you're going to hit A again. You're going to Kazakh. Not Kazakhstan. Kazakh.
Just Kazakh.
Okay. So you're going to hit A. All right, so now you're transferring to the first stage. So most important part right here, there's a box. Jump over it. If you don't jump over it, you messed up.
I don't know. How do I jump?
How do you think, dude?
A?
There you go. All right, you jumped over the box. B, sword slashes. There you go. It's okay if they hit you. Just keep going. So your health is right there on the top left of the screen. So you can see you're at 18 health right now. Go up slope. Yeah, slopes are slow. So you can kill that guy. All right, go down. So go to the left now. You're jumping over boxes, dude. You're doing well. It's fine, you can jump and kill, it's okay. So notice your health, your maximum health for this stage is 20. That's really important. No, so you want to go down that pit to the left. To the left, kill that guy. Okay, so go up to, okay. So this is an important thing to know. If you slash that wall, you will get a health drop. Don't ask me why you slash walls and get health drops. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, so there is